What I do is just some volume under and step it up a little bit more and then skip that one. It's almost like a lift jar, or a lift jar, and I just stuck it under the city. You guys are saying now. Gives you a little bit better angle. This is all. Okay. You should be getting music right now. That's a second. I had a cousin in my house. Yeah. That's what my son was like so excited about. Talk a little bit. I do want to mostly on defense, there's no changes, and just mentality is a little bit different. So he's hoping we can do that again. We're going to go over with our team coach over here. So we can open. So hey, do you want to and so hey, you want to do that coach's interview now or after? We're ready. Isabel! We had a rough start. His son's just a big game. I think it's about a minute and 40 seconds to play that one. And then just move on to
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Wasatch High School. This is Sting TV. It's Brent Martindale with you, with Corey Lang. Corey Lang, the director of Sting TV and the coach. And we're here tonight with the big rivalry game, Wasatch High School hosting the Park City Miners. We got a few things to talk about, Coach Corey Lang, and we'll talk just a little bit. Just a little bit more. We'll talk here just a few minutes. We got about 2 minutes, 30 seconds. But before we talk, we're going to go ahead and play a clip with Coach Ballstead of Wasatch High School. And this is what he had to say before the game today.
I've been the coach here for 3 years. This is my 3rd season. I love doing what I'm doing. I've always dreamed of being a high school basketball coach. we have a great team. I love being around the boys, and I love watching them develop and become better basketball players. Right now we're into our region play. We've had 3 games. We're 2-1. We had a great preseason. We played some tough teams, some of the top teams in the state, which we like to do to kind of stack up our competition so we can get better and be ready for region, and most importantly be ready for state in February. So we're excited for this week's game. Tonight we play Park City, kind of a crosstown rival. We developed a little rivalry. We call it the Battle of the Back, the Wasatch Back. The former coach Doliak and I created a competition. We have a trophy. We bought a trophy 3 years ago, and this trophy goes with the team that wins the Wasatch Park City game. The good news is that this trophy has never left Wasatch High School in the last 3 years, so we intend to keep it here this year as well. Park City's a great team, and we know it's going to be a battle. Every region game's a dogfight, but playing Park City is always a tough game, so we're excited for the competition and ready to go. Let's go Wasatch.
All right, welcome back. That's Coach Ballstead talking a little bit about the season, and we are ready to go here tonight. We're just about to do the national anthem, and before they do that national anthem, now it looks like that's going to be coming up here in just a minute. We'll be able to talk with Coach Corey Lang and talk just a little bit about the season so far with the Wasatch Wasps and the Park City Miners. But we're going to go ahead and just pause for the national anthem. Again, we thank you for joining us here on Sting TV. We hope to hear from you. We'd like to know who's out there and be able to contact us to know who's watching the game out there tonight. So thanks, and we're going to pause for the national anthem.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we call to the microphone a beautiful young lady to sing the greatest song on God's green earth. This is Hannah Rigby.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red bare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nicely done, Hannah, beautiful job.
What was her name? Say that again. What was her name?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we retire the colors, we want to present to you our starting lineup.
Rigby? Is it Rigby? Okay. All right, welcome back. Great national anthem tonight. So great to have the Wasatch JROTC and here doing that here in our gym. It has just made such a great difference in all our home games and home events. Well, once again, here we are doing the introductions to the teams tonight. Park City Miners coming in, we'll talk just a little bit about their season here in just a minute, but they're coming in here tonight right now in the conference, in the Region 8 conference. They are in 5th place, just behind Wasatch. Wasatch with a 2-1 conference record. Park City got a huge win the other night against Salem Hills. They are 1-2. Wasatch overall is 5-7, and Park City 4-7. And we're going to talk with Coach Corey Lang here tonight. And Corey, these teams more than just a rivalry, right?
Oh, for sure. And I mean, even with the different protocols in place tonight, you can feel it in the gym tonight. I was kind of worried earlier today, thinking, man, it won't be the same without the student body and that. But
yeah,
I'm telling you, you can feel it between the teams, the coaches, the parents that are here. They have the halftime performers in the building. You can feel the excitement, the energy. Both these teams are looking to. I mean, they've had a rough start at the beginning of the season. I think both coaches would like to reset, but they're both sitting in a pretty good place right now, 4-5 in the region. This game is going to mean a lot on who's going to advance up above, get above. But they're both pretty equal style, in my opinion, as well. They both got some shooters. Park City, historically, the last 3-4 years have been a very young team. They have a new coach that just started last year. They're moving in the right direction.
Let's talk about that just for a minute. So you mentioned these early games, how they've been having some rough. Both teams playing really tough teams.
Yes.
And I think no scrounges at all. They're
and I think going further into region play, that's what's going to benefit both of these teams a lot. And when you get into tournament play, that tough preseason schedule is what's going to give them an advantage.
Exactly, an advantage to already have that experience. Here is tip-off. We're underway here at the Nest, and the Wasps will take control on the first possession of the game. We mentioned just a little bit about the teams having a tough time. There's the first turnover of the night. Park City having those tough games that they lost. They were averaging little more than 20 points a loss. But then all of a sudden the other night beat Salem Hills for their first region play. And Coach, we'll talk maybe just a little bit later, maybe at a timeout or something, about some things that the coach mentioned that they've done differently, that maybe we'll see a different team tonight, even from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I had a chance to sit down with him a little bit earlier today, and I asked him what the difference was between their earlier games and that one. What turned the corner? Salem Hills is a tough team. They're really a good one in the region.
Always tough.
Always tough. Well coached. And he said they've made a lot of changes on defense. They're hoping to be able to bring some of that tonight. So we'll see. There's Hawk's favorite spot. Those corners, he just loves them.
First bucket of the night for the Wasp and for Hawk Ballstead. They gave him the three-pointer. It looked like he might have been on the line, but they gave him the three.
I remember coaching, we would always, you get so angry. I'm sure parents, too, will hear it. You always think you see, and we would always go back after the games and watch game film, and 95% of the time, the referee's call was right.
That's pretty good. If it's 95%,
I'm like, good. Yeah, some are 50-50 calls, but you could always see it.
Great
the way the refs
are. Yeah, I understand that. That's the first bucket of the night there for Cole Magnuson. Hoping to get the big guy going tonight.
Credit to him to just run down the middle of the floor and just get under the hoop. For a big man, that's what you want. Run to the rim. And there, Park City failed to pick him up and left him open, and that's an easy two.
That time, Tabarachi, Park City, great player last year, was All-State last year, I believe, for Park City. And back
about everything he does. That kid is an all-star and just a junior. He's got another year to come.
Although it did look like, I guess the play was after his shot was on Podmilsack. And there's the first bucket of the night for the Miners.
I'm sure that Park City is thrilled to see him get that bucket early. He's a kid that has the potential to put up, 10 points a night and 10 boards a night. But there's nights that he can just kind of disappear as well. So you get him going early, that's a positive for Park City.
There's another three-pointer. There's a first three-pointer of the night, excuse me, for the Miners.
That's from Adam
Adam
Spink. That's his specialty. He's on the floor to hit that shot.
Both teams taking a few three-pointers already.
Testing their range early.
Colin Hughes already with a couple himself. Colin Hughes led the team the other night in the big win against Spanish Fork at Spanish Fork.
There's a second, third opportunity.
Garrett Windsor has been like that all season so far.
Yes,
Second
he is a
opportunity,
hustle player.
Great hustle player. 7-5. The Wasps with the early lead here just in the first quarter. 5:20 left in the first quarter.
Cutter's height, 7'5".
That's right. Yeah, we were joking the other night about some of the gratuitous heights that were listed on the floor. That's another three-pointer. The Wasps already with 2 3-pointers that time. Jackson Anderson.
Jackson is just a deadly shooter anywhere on the floor. Some guys like their spots. Jackson, if he's on the court, he likes it.
And another three-pointer from the Miners. Just a little off the mark, and here come the Wasps. Colin Hughes just out of his hands. We were talking about Colin Hughes the other night, leading both teams, all scorers, 22 points, I believe, in the Spanish Fork game. And
Colin is, as I've mentioned, all around heads-up smarty guy that, I mean, if it were football, I'd be playing both ways.
Oh, great compliment. 10-5 is the lead for the Wasps here early on. Both teams really aggressive. I like to see this. Probably both coaches very happy with aggressive play early on.
Early on that last, so this looks like a 1-3-1 zone that Park City's coming out with Tabarachi on top.
It'll bring them into the game.
They're looking to trap, but it's one of the vulnerabilities of the 1-3-1 is the corners. And you're gonna put your point guard, the top defender, Tabarachi. He's gonna have to work a lot. So we'll see how his conditioning plays into factor.
Yeah, Tabarachi, football player also,
yes.
Multi-sport athlete. Great play there by the Miners for the fast break bucket.
They get the turnover out of that 1-3-1 zone and beat them down the court. If they can get running, they look pretty good. The 2 times down, the 1 3-point shot by Carson Tabarachi, having not been able to look back at it, I don't think any of the 5 players for Park City got inside the 3-point line. They came down, sat up around,
and then he just
took a shot. I don't like to see that.
Okay.
You like to see some movement, at least a couple of passes, guys cutting at least, and then you can get that shot anytime. The second time down, the last one before this was Mitch. All 5 guys were around, and then just Mitch went to the rim.
Gotcha.
Mitch, a little bit undersized, underclassed player who has another year playing too, but he's got to find a way to get his body to the rim. He's driving, you body him up, and he kind of goes with that pressure out to the corner. And so
the last bucket there for the Miners was Adam Spink. He has 5 of their 7 points here early on.
Here's the 2-2-1. So Park City's already given them a different look on defense here with a 2-2-1.
Park City with the half-court pressure in that 2-2-1. Again, as you mentioned, Coach Corey, the corners open a little bit. Wasatch can find them.
Yeah. But Wasatch, credit Wasatch, they were very, very patient. They recognized the trap coming and didn't cross the half-court line until they had people set and they knew where they wanted to go. And
there was a little fight underneath to get that rebound. Pello Brigham, I've already seen Pello Brigham, couple of offensive boards. He was down on the floor fighting for that, and that was what made that play. He was able to kick that right quickly to Hawk and, to Garrett Windsor. And Garrett got fouled on the play, and he's shooting 2. I believe it's 11-7. He made that basket.
He did.
And a couple new subs also for the Wasps. Joe Wonder checking in. Wonder was our winner of the hustle points the other night in that game that we saw last Friday night. There's another long 3-pointer like you were talking about.
is just coming off a game-winning shot at the buzzer for the JV game.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Scores tied, 14 seconds on the clock. Wasatch inbounds it. Joe gets the shot with about 2 on the clock. And just as it goes through.
He's not even sweating. He looks like he's just fine, ready to go.
Sometimes when they have an awesome JV game like that, you want to get them in early in the varsity to see if they can carry some of that momentum and energy.
Yes. So the fluke shot that's stuck on the rim there actually acts as a jump ball, so the possession goes to the Miners. Some people in the crowd wondering why that's the case, but that's one of those funny rules that you just don't see that very often.
I wish they would actually jump ball.
Gotcha.
Like they do in the pros. Maybe not to that extent where everything's a jump and you jump it on either, but I don't know. I would like to see it. There's a great hustle play by Spink, staying and getting that defense. I thought he was fouled the first shot, but he's going to get it the second one. Not a lot of fouls in the game.
Yeah, so far it seems like they've been letting a lot go. That's Adam Spink with the hustle points for Park City. 2 offensive boards and the steal before that. And Spink right now leading his team. The Miners will take over again. 2:30 left here in the first quarter. And there's a drive and the shot off the mark. Rebound to the Wasps. Garrett Windsor fighting underneath. Garrett Windsor already has a couple of rebounds. He's a guard in there fighting hard for the boards. There's the shot. Brigham hits Jay, 2 points.
A good look in the corner.
Corey, there's 6 players that have scored for Wasatch right now. It's nobody over 3 points, but 6 different players scoring a bucket. There was another 3-pointer.
Wasatch is doing a great job of limiting possessions. Park City's getting 1 look and done, where Wasatch has had several opportunities where they get 2 or 3 shots in a possession.
The Miners seem to be, like we said, up-tempo, taking, like you mentioned, the quick 3-pointer. Maybe that was working for them the other night against Salem.
They did shoot well. Here's that 1-3-1 trap coming out of it.
They broke the half-court little 2-person press there. And there's Magnus underneath. Oh, I thought he might look
I thought he would
for that shot. There's a 3-point attempt. Ballstead, good! Right down the pipe.
Right in rhythm.
I believe that's his second 3-pointer of the night. 16-7 is the early Wasp lead. We watched the Wasps come out hard the other night against Spanish Fork.
Yeah, they had a great first quarter and then kind of let up the next 3. I think let's see if they can keep the momentum throughout this game here.
Double teaming is down low, is paying off for the Miners. They've gotten a couple of turnovers. And there's a quick steal by Hughes. And here come the Wasps, 2-on-1. And that's Brigham again. Running the floor well, Coach. I don't know if I saw him the other night.
No.
Was he playing the other night?
I don't think so.
Getting great energy. Hello, Brigham. A junior, one of that core of great juniors. Tough defense there. Scoring a turnover for Wasatch. Quick steal by 27.9
that
seconds,
fast break.
2-on-1.
Hawk.
And that's
Brigham just scooping it over the rim.
Great job from the Sting TV crew getting those replays tonight. Looking good, guys.
There's Carson's athleticism. That's why they put him up at the front of this 1-3-1. He's jumped out of the gym. He's big, he's strong, he's quick. But I worry that he'll tire quick. He's exerting a lot of energy.
Great drive by Hughes there. Draws the foul with 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Foul was charged to Banowitz of the Miners. Hughes will shoot 2. Hughes the other night
gets that one.
Shot 50% from the floor on the road at Spanish Fork and was 6 for 6 from the free throw line. leading the Wasps in scoring. Both teams in scoring actually tonight. Oh, I just jinxed him.
Yeah.
Down to 1 second. There's a half-court shot. Oh,
Just
off the front of the rim. That was right in line.
And they needed it.
Yeah, they could have used that one. Wasps taking a 19-7 lead into this first break between period 1 and 2. We want to thank you all for joining us here on Sting TV. We're going to get some updates for you from around the league, and we're going to get some updates from the girls. They are playing at Park City tonight. Their game just got underway as well.
Yeah, the girls are kind of having a little bit of a down year, you know, in perspective to their last few seasons. They've done really, really well. They're down right now. But it's been a weird year. I know Coach Hader had to sit out a couple and had missed practice for a couple weeks, and they're looking to go on the road and get a win tonight.
Both boys and girls teams have been without their head coaches for at least a couple of games this last week or two.
Yeah.
Both coaches in the quarantine mode in this happy quarantine season we're having. Although, as much as we ever want to complain about it, Corey, I'm telling you, there isn't a coach or player out on this floor that isn't grateful to be here.
Oh, for sure.
And parents as well. So it is hard.
There's
like
a
you
lot
said,
of schools, a lot of states, and a lot of places that just
aren't able to play.
they aren't getting the opportunity.
Yeah. Thankfully, though, it's evened out a little bit after all those fall sports had to be mostly canceled around the other states. Here in Utah, again, super lucky. We were able to have a volleyball season. We were able to have multiple other things with cross country and tennis. And so we have been very, very fortunate. There's a three-pointer. It looked good. Holy smokes, that's Corey Hughes.
What a putback.
That's the 5-something guard over the 6'2 center.
Anticipating that, timing it just right, and then getting a sweet little tip. Nice
Great
feed.
pass and shot there. I thought he might get that foul call.
Yeah, they're letting a lot of contact go down there.
There's Hughes again. He's going to take it himself. Beautiful
Great
play. That was cool as ice. Hughes not fazed by a couple of defenders. And we got an offensive foul charged.
Can we see that one again?
It looks like we are going to have
They're going to talk about it. That's one of those 50-50 calls I could see either way.
We have a replay.
Colin got into him. Do we have a replay on that?
Yeah, that was a tough play. I kind of wasn't expecting Colin to get that one. He was hustling, but thought he was leaning just a little bit. But
yeah, well, I think he kind of took the offensive player down with him.
And maybe the offensive player threw a little elbow or something.
That's the headsy play of Colin, though, that I talked about. He's so smart, puts himself in the position that gets that.
Shot there by the Wasps, and a great offensive rebound attempt there by Windsor, but just off the hands, and the Miners will take over. Corey, maybe in a little bit we'll talk about when teams see these type of multiple styles of defense. Maybe we can talk about how important that off-season club ball and the different moments that they have in the off-season to prepare helps them with that. Maybe at a time we can talk about that a little bit. There's a great hustle play by Magnuson. Sprinting down the court is Ballstead. Gets the foul, and he will shoot two. That was lightning coming down the court that time. He passed up to Miner.
Yeah, he had his eye on the rim, and that's it.
And those Miners are good athletes. They were, I think the foul was given. I believe it was given to Tabarachi. I don't see that on the board, though.
Yeah, the board's showing on Cutter, his first.
Okay.
And he looked surprised when the ref made the call. Like,
oh. First bucket by Hawk is good. First free throw, excuse me. The lead has grown to 24-7.
Yeah, for
Wasatch.
Right here for Wasatch, you just keep the train rolling. Park City, you've got to find something to get a bucket, run a special play that you've got. But you just want to see the ball go through the rim and get some confidence. One thing can turn the tide here and get you feeling confident again. But You got to find that.
A little turnover there by the Miners. And they get it right back.
Tabarachi's athleticism there gets that ball. Tips it just enough, and then off the leg of the Wasatch player to get another possession. But
the Miners will take over. 6:25 left in the first half, down 25-7. And just like you said, Corey, they just need a bucket here. They just need something where they've had a couple of nice drives that didn't fall for them. What do they need to do right now to change the pace of this game, Corey?
Well, Wasatch is bringing the intensity to them, kind of like what we saw Springville do against Wasatch last time. They set the pace. Park City just needs to run a set, get a shooter like Cutter a good look, and that's exactly what they did. They ran a play just for Cutter. Cutter's an awesome shooter on the floor, and not just that. He brings a lot to the table, but they ran a play, got him a good look, and he knocks it down. And
that was a much-needed three, but another three.
Boy, Hawk is feeling it, isn't he?
Hawk Ballstead, 11 points with still 5 minutes left in the first half. That's at least his second three-pointer.
If I'm Park City too, I'd like to get the play below the free throw line. A lot of their ball has been above, and I credit Wasatch's defense on that as blocking out the lanes and pushing them out. And again, pushing them out, taking an outside shot. You want to get that ball in the paint, whether it's cutting, driving, but you want to get that ball below the free throw line on offense here and start getting it opportunities.
Great opportunity there by Wasatch, just barely off. Jackson Anderson, great hustle play. Just took a little extra step trying to be selfless and throwing that one extra pass that would have had a look. And here come the Miners.
And I credit Park City's defense hustle back. They had a couple players hustle back and kind of took him. See, and I'm okay with that. Tabarachi was able to get some penetration and get at least a foot in the paint and then look to drive kick on that. I like that. That's what they need to do. They need to be a little aggressive and bring the game to Wasatch rather than just taking the punches right now.
Cutter Lapine.
They got a new center in, Luke Verchuk, right now, who's working hard to post up inside, but the ball's so high and extended, they're not seeing it.
And a turnover, the Wasps come up with it, and they are sprinting again. They're down the court quickly. There's a no call. 3-point attempt, good.
I think Hawk got away with a little travel on that one too.
Jackson Anderson this time jumping on the 3-point train. At this point, I would say without the stats in front of us, Wasatch has easily 4 or 5 3-pointers that have gone down for them.
See, Park City's just settling for shots at this point. They're coming down, and if you give them a step, they want to stop the bleeding. Boy, they're letting a lot go, which is fun. As a player, I love it. As long as you're consistent in your calls and you know what to expect from them, you can adapt. And
21-point lead, the largest of the night for Wasatch. They're also letting that kick go.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the refs need to get somewhere tonight. I'm not sure. 3-point attempt by Wasatch.
And Park City's trying very hard on defense to set that tempo. They're hustling, they're running. Wasatch is doing a great job of spreading the floor and letting the ball do the work, which is saving them energy. Park City's exerting a lot here on D. They need to do the same on offense. They're coming down and then getting set and watching somebody go on offense.
Verchuk called with that foul. That's his first foul. Having just checked in the game not long ago. There was a timeout on the floor. 31-10, Wasatch with their largest lead of the night over the Miners. There's still just a little under 4 minutes left in the first half. Let's talk about that while we're taking a break here, Corey, talking about the different looks that both teams have shown. A lot of full court pressure and a lot of running.
Yes.
When they play club in the offseason, is that what type of experience helps them? Do they can immediately make adaptations, or how's that work?
The more you can play, the better. And you can't simulate a game situation or a game ball.
Unless you're playing somebody
unless
really
you're playing.
knows what they're doing.
And that's where those club opportunities are really beneficial. There's some negatives about club, but I think the positives outweigh because you're getting minutes, you're on a floor in a game situation. You can't practice something and you don't even know what to practice until you've seen it. And so getting in those extra games in the off season and And club stuff is so important and valuable, especially if you can do it with your team and you get comfortable with each other on the floor. You just know where you're going, you know where your teammates at. And
most sports have benefited from lots of off-season play. Volleyball, of course, no different. It's exactly the type of thing that you just don't. There's a fabulous steal there and drive, and I think we'll call that a dunk. Cooper Mueller.
I'll give him that. Cooper, great anticipation off the top. Subbing in for Tabarachi, bringing his own energy.
Great play, and that's just what the Miners need right now. They just need to catch a few points before halftime here.
They ran that play, and they got cut of the shot, and they hit it. That's what they needed to do. But they got to get some stops on D. You can't give up, 40 points and a half.
Bello Brigham, inbounding the ball, and there's a pass down low to Cole Magnuson. Looks like he just didn't follow his shot enough there. He might have had that, but
he might have been surprised he was so open.
Another three-point attempt, just off the front of the rim. And out of bounds, so the Wasatch Wasps will take over.
And as a coach, Mitch just coming off the bench, I would tell him, I'm okay with you shooting, but maybe not that one. Your first one, give a pump fake, drive, get that rhythm of the game.
Mitchell Lind, you're talking about there for Park City.
But he's a player that can hit anything, and I trust him. So in my mind, he would always have a green light. But I like to counsel the players, come in, get the rhythm of the tempo and the pace of the game, give a pump fake and get a layup, and then take those shots.
Three-point attempt by Anderson just off the rim.
Now they're moving it a little better, getting set.
Three-point attempt.
I like the movement.
Miners, no good. They are definitely hoping. That must have been the other night what they did. They must have hit some threes.
Yeah.
There's a three-point attempt by Wasatch. That's 4 3-point attempts by the teams in a row on these possessions. And all of them falling off the mark.
Yeah.
2:24 left here in the first half. And by the way, those of you watching here on Sting TV, we tonight during the halftime will have the sound on so you can hear the drill and cheer do their performances. We'll be able to also talk just a little bit about some parts of the game and the first half stats. But again, drill and cheer, we'll be able to hear them tonight. So hopefully you'll stand by and stay with us here.
And that's what you want to see with your shooter. Have him take it to the rim. I mean, if he gets an and one, that's perfect. Here, you stop the game. He gets to see a couple shots go through the net. Builds that confidence. So now I would anticipate those shots to look a little more comfortable. And great scorers will score half their points from the free throw line.
Mitchell Lind keeps Park City actually now on a 6-0 run. And there's a drive once again. Big basket. Wasatch needed Jackson Anderson to make that little layup. And that breaks the little streak by the Miners, 33-14.
Here's the inside-out game I would like to see. But see, not a lot of movement on Park City. The big man, Luke, had the ball. He's looking. And all four guys just stood watching.
I do like to see the moves by the big guys, though.
I love it.
I mean, they seem to have a size advantage over Wasatch.
I would agree. There's a great little Euro step. Just off the mark, but they do keep the rebound.
And they'll do another three-pointer just off the mark. Cole Magnuson with the bucket, but then unfortunately just pass off the mark. Magnuson's working his tail off. He's hustling down the court. Another three-point attempt, this time
and there's
good.
The shot. You get a little rhythm out of it. Now take that shot, and it goes in.
Mitchell Lind.
I agree with you, though.
Bucket of the night.
I think Park City has the size advantage.
Another three-point attempt. We're easily at 20.
There's got to be a prize for the most threes tonight or something.
For sure. The game that Wasatch played the other night, looking at their stats, there's another three-point attempt just off the mark and an offensive rebound. Park City will reset.
Well, he
40 seconds left here in the first half. The game the other night with Wasatch, they only scored, according to the stat book, the box score, they only had 2 points in the first quarter. And ended up winning that game the other night against Spanish Fork. Had a big second half. Again, Hughes having a big night. Looks like Park City's
There's
Going
the
to take
trap.
the last sock. And just off the mark is
And you took it a
Mueller.
little early. Now you're giving them an opportunity. And that's kind of what Wasatch was hoping by throwing that trap out there on it. Rush you into your shot.
Big block. Volleyball spike there by Cooper Mueller. 1.8 seconds left on the clock unless the referees change that. Wasatch, what are they going to do here, Corey, under their own basket? 1.8. What are they looking for?
They're going to look to throw it in. Hawk go to the corner off as they rotate. Nope.
3-point attempt. Just off the mark, and that's how we will go into the halftime. 33-17. And that's Park City on I believe that's an 8-2 run to basically close the last half. The last
little
minute
run there
of
by
the
him.
first half. 33-17. Again, we appreciate you joining us here on Sting TV. Corey Lang, the director, teacher of the TV class, has done a great job. All the guys are doing great with the cameras.
Keeps Park
And
City
It looks like as our drill gets ready, we've got some replays here for you for that first half of play.
Once again.
big.
Yeah, that was another great shot there by Hughes. We're going to go ahead and let you listen to the drill and cheer tonight. And they are up next.
to Dennis Pickney under the direction of Madam Winfield and choreography directors Matthew Edwards and Isabel Harris. There will be just a couple of minutes intermission while some of these girls change into their Ross Smith outfits.
When you come back from that, I just put on CS players and show guys. Yeah. So it's hot driving in, I'm gonna getting stuff, and then the free ball.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about? Fast breaks or tricks? I like the back.
Cool.
You want to go on the block? I got the PC.
I like him, dude. You have a good one of him? Which one? Which one is your block? The one that happened at the ball. Oh, yeah. The one that was like, I got actually tried to plant the ball. Are you high school? Yeah, yeah.
Once again, coached by Paul Scott to go around and Abby Overton. So who's that call about for this tonight? Once again, another reminder to keep your mask on at all times.
And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on Sting TV. The cheer and drill did their job well tonight once again. We're going to see some highlights here. Our crew has done a great job of being able to see. We have a few highlights just from the end of the big block there by Park City.
Sends that into the first row hard.
Yeah, again, that looked a little more like the volleyball season. That was a spike.
So true.
So talking just a little bit more here, Corey, we're looking at the first half stats. Does look like Ballstead leading the team with 11 points. But let's talk about maybe some of the off-the-bench players. You know, we talked about Wonder last week coming in and doing a good job, and tonight had a couple minutes. Anyone else in particular stick out to you tonight off the bench?
God, that's a great question, you know, because so many of them are so similar and they fill their roles so well and seamless that you don't notice, you know, they don't stand out. Garrett, Windsor.
Windsor always comes in, does a great job.
Always does.
The one that seemed to me, I just, like I said before, I didn't see Pello Brigham play last week that I remember, and
I don't think he did.
Before,
I don't remember him playing last week at least. Looks like we got another look. Well, this is Hawks. On his transition, what I like about that is all the Wasatch players ran down the floor. They didn't just sit and watch. Then they got to their spots on the floor. So even though Hawk was cut off, he had those outlets to hit, and that's why the ball. He didn't even have to see the guy there. He just knew he had to throw it in that area, and they were able to get a shot out of it.
That was a great replay there. You guys had
these transition buckets, and I think that's the difference. Because Park City, when they have gotten into transition, they've had a lot of success. When they get in the half-court set, they're standing too much. Like I said, just too much above the three, outside the three. Too many trees on offense for Park City. Just planting their roots and sitting there, and then trying to bail out on a three-point shot. They set the pace.
Looking at some of these other highlights here. Here's Cutter hitting his three.
Those are some great replays, guys.
Yeah, great job to the guys in the booth.
Pulling this together. That's a great addition to the broadcast.
So we're going to start the second half here. Ball will be in play here in just a second. Wasatch up 33-17. And
it's a big hole for Park City to climb out of, but they got to do it on defense. Wasatch, you just got to keep, like I said, keep the train rolling. Things are working well right now. Not a lot to change as long as it's working.
Right by Tabarachi there.
Get the block out.
The mark.
Secure, you know, keep it to one shot per possession. And
Colin Hughes taking the drive, passing off. Looks like Hawk had an opportunity there, but looks like the job they're wanting to do is move the ball around it and drive in. There's a shot by Hawk just off the mark, and it looks like.
And you can tell Hawk
there, Magnuson getting the ball for him.
That senior leadership coming in wants to win this game, and he's going to make sure they do it. You know, So I look to see him, you know, maybe step up a little more if Park City starts to close this gap.
Double team handled well. 3-point attempt just off the mark.
There's a great rebound by Mitch
Anderson.
Lynn. Gets to the offside side where most of the rebounds will come on a long shot like that. Keeps his position. There's his attack.
Drive just off the mark.
Man, he's great at taking that ball to the rim. I'd like to see him do that more in the second half.
A little bit of contact there. He's finally going to get the foul.
But because he's being aggressive and taking it to them, he's going to get that call. If you just stand out and you won't get the call on that. So
First foul of the half on either team. Wasatch given the foul there on Lynn's drive. Park City's going to reset, start again. Looks like they're being a little more patient on their three-point shots. That one looked a little forced, and here come the Wasps. Sprinting down, it looks like.
Way to anticipate.
Foul.
That's Adam Spink. Beating the offensive player down, getting his feet set, and just waiting for him to come. Like
Spink, offensive charges just can't happen on fast breaks very often.
No.
Spink was down there so fast and really took
the
right spot pressure. Quickly. Is this the first time tonight Wasatch done full court press? Looks like man pressure.
It's just man. Just to try to get him out of a rhythm a little bit. See, I love Park City's approach already, that they have come out and they not settling for those shots. Attack the rim.
First basket for either team here in the second half.
Wasatch does such a great job here of just getting to their spots and sharing the ball.
Three-point attempt off the mark. Rebound.
Again, another offensive board.
Anderson. Right now, Corey Lang. Park City on a 10-2 run going back into 3 minutes, basically 3 minutes left into the first half. That's going to break that run. Ballstead with his 12th and 13th point of the night.
Put the team on his back a little bit and getting a bucket in that run.
That brings the lead back to 16. It was as much as 21 points at one time in the third quarter before the Miners went on that run.
If you can get this down around 10 points or less by the end of the third, you're sitting in a really good shot in the fourth quarter to win this game. Wasatch, on the other hand, keep what you're doing, spread the floor. You're making Park City exert a lot of energy on the defensive end, chasing you around. And so just keep that up, be consistent, trust it. Don't try to force too much because you can get out of that game in the comfort that you had. Oh, he got away with a walk on that one.
Magnuson, big drive there. Looked like possibly, but boy, a referee right underneath looking at him.
That's one of those ones. Maybe that's the 5%. So
maybe.
I'll go back and see.
Strong post there. Post move by Magnuson there. I believe his first bucket of the night. Correction, that is 4 points for Magnuson. And there's a post move himself there. Todd Millsack of the Miners. He's taken two pretty good moves. And Colin Hughes in the rough there. He's
getting a little chippy.
First time tonight.
The ball, hit the play.
First time tonight either side really showing any.
Mitch is showing his frustration there on.
That's Mitchell Lynn fighting for that rebound. The possession goes to Wasatch.
I like that mentality though. Like, you can tell he still wants to fight in this game. He's
referees discussing something, and it looks like we're back on. Ballstead taking the ball underneath, taking the ball out. Wasatch and the ball go right underneath back to Ballstead. Great play there. Looks like that was a worked out play. Windsor caught the pass, waited just a second, and then got it back to Ballstead. Is that a play they've done?
He must have come from out of bounds or something.
Yeah, it looks like Spink just stepped on the line, either maybe right as he caught it or right before or something. But Wasatch.
Those hurt when you're trying to make a run, and a senior, you got to have better mental awareness of where you're at on the floor. And
Wasatch now with their own 6-0 run. Oh, great alley-oop play. We're going to see that on the replays. Play of the night. Maybe after the game tonight.
Mark that as a play of the night there, fellas.
Hughes with a fantastic pass.
And a great part of that is just spreading the floor and letting the ball do the work as it moves the floor.
That was Hughes with the bucket and the great pass from Windsor. Windsor bringing it down, and Hughes tries to save it, but here come the Miners.
Mitch, an in-rhythm
three-pointer.
Step up. Yep.
Sorry there, Corey. Mid-three-pointer by Mitchell Lind.
Trying to carry it back. Wasatch trying to keep it. They're staying in a zone look and trying to put pressure, but It's just not effective as it was against Salem Hills, apparently. I would like to see Varsity come out and go man and match up with Wasatch. I think they match up very well.
You think with their size, that might.
Because right now they're just leaving too many open looks.
Okay.
And zones are great when they work. But when the other team's hitting those shots and they're getting open looks, then maybe you got to pull out of it. And
Mitchell Lind at the line for Park City. Lind looks like he's kind of taking it up a gear here at the beginning of this half.
You can see it in his face.
Yep.
Something sparked in him a little bit, and everybody else still looks a little flat, but Mitch, you can tell in his body language and just in his eyes, he's got a little fire in there right now.
Lind hits the first free throw. Second down the pipe as well. 7 points on the night for Lind.
I hate to see him come out. Probably stick it to a minute rotation, but when you see your shooter hit a three like that, come down, get a foul, and get a couple buckets, keep him in, let him roll a little bit and see what happens.
The Wasps still handling well that two-man half-court pressure. Handling it very well. Lots of patience with their passes. There's a pass down low.
Yeah.
Beautifully done.
Park City's in that 1-3-1 where they're trapping up on the top wings, but they're coming so high to trap that it's spreading that floor out really wide. So the other three players have to cover a lot of area of the court to be able to defend those open looks. And that's where Wasatch can just slip into those gaps and get an easy look.
Jackson with that bucket gives him 10 points on the night. Drives again. Oh, they're going to call the offensive foul on Anderson. Must have been a little elbow hook there. Is that what you're saying, Corey?
Yeah, I think they're saying that he hooked him as he went by and got the advantage by.
That, I believe that's Anderson's, only his first foul. Maybe that's his second foul. Full court pressure here once again, the man pressure. Park City handling it pretty well.
Just get him a little out of rhythm. Yeah.
And
not the look you want, really. I like the aggression going at it, but you didn't get into a set. You didn't get into an offense. It's just you got the ball across, and one player going on two.
That was the 5'6" Cutter Lepine getting monster blocked by the 6'6" Magnuson. There's a big play right there. The Wasps with the big score. That's Windsor. We have the replay of that one. Be nice. Cole Magnuson's going to come out of the game. Windsor quietly having a great night. That bucket gives him 5 points. The free throw gives him still 5 points, in and out. 45-24. Back to the biggest lead of the night. Once again, 21 points for Wasatch, and that is erased quickly. Big three-pointer. That's what they needed. That's Park City looking for that. Sebastian Wolf with his first bucket of the night. Another pass on the middle, and there's going to be a foul.
Wyatt Adams. They got two number 11s listed. That one's Wyatt on the floor right now. And he's a good shooter. I've seen him light it up.
Wyatt Leaf. Is that his name?
Yep.
Okay. So he's 11.
Yeah.
And okay. Great.
That number 11 anyway.
What's that?
Say on our roster we've got two number 11s. And that's
oh, gotcha. And this is Brigham at the line.
I wonder if he was out with like a quarantine or something.
Yeah, you wonder.
Because he's obviously playing really well.
So energetic.
Yeah, brings a lot.
Hello, Brigham. Again, one of the vast field of juniors playing on this Wasatch team. The first free throw good, making it 46-27. Second one off the mark. And Colin Hughes is going to get called for a quick foul on the inbounds play. Colin Hughes,
you don't like that as a
given
coach,
his second foul.
You're so far from the rim. You got a big lead, and now the next foul, Park City's in the bonus.
Kind of looked like that was just a little unfortunate. It's almost like he was tripping and kind of bumped into him. Not a typical Colin Hughes play. Inbounds play. Park City quickly, there's double team. And a jump ball, no timeout called. I think Coach at Park City was thinking maybe he was calling a timeout and just didn't have. Oh, he's going to get the timeout. So it looks like the down ref is going to say he heard him call the timeout. Park City will get the full timeout. Park City down 27-46 here with a minute 36 left in the third quarter. We thank you for joining us here on Sting TV. This is great high school basketball. Again, we're all happy to be here tonight. Oh, looking at the, I was talking right over the replay. Sorry, that was more great work there by the staff here. Once again, region play early here for teams. Wasatch in with a 2-1 record, and Park City with a 1-2 record. Park City with a great win the other night over Salem Hills after several other games this season losing by an average of a little over 20 points.
Yeah.
So Park City seems to be, when they play well, they're doing well. When they lose big. And that happens sometimes with a younger team, Corey.
It does. And I think they're still trying to find their identity on what, like you said, they tried something new against Salem. It worked against Salem Hills. They thought they could bring that in tonight and hope to see the same thing. And I think that's what they're trying to learn. And like, what is the strengths? What's the weaknesses? Was that a fluke night? Was that I don't know. And I don't know if tonight's helping much. When it's a 20-point game, it's really hard to know.
I think it would be understandable to think all the teams, all the coaches in this region would know for sure Park City is building a great program. I mean, it's been a couple years, several years since they've been pretty good. But I would imagine, again, looks like we do have a technical on the floor. Looks like one of the, nope, sorry. I thought, oh yeah, it was, yeah.
Yep.
It looks like, yeah, it looks, the foul was on Mueller, but I believe the technical they're going to call on Lind. Call the technical foul. Hawk Ballstead will shoot the technical free throws. That's the hothead technical, right, Corey?
Yep.
Not hothead. I call it just competitive.
The frustration starts to set in. You're trying to battle. You wanted to come out in the third and make a run, and they're keeping that lead, and things aren't happening. It's just frustration and competitiveness. You want to make a difference and do something.
Hawk hits the first free throw, misses the second. I don't know if that score's correct or not. I thought they had 46 before the play, but scoreboard's showing 46-27.
There it goes.
And there it switched. 47-27, 20-point lead. Again, the biggest lead of the night. Twice the Wasps had been up 21 points, once in the third quarter, and then again here in just a few moments ago. 3-point attempt, good. Once again, that's off the bench. Joe Wonder.
They're still trying to do that trapping defense, and they're leaving a shooter.
And again from the corner, right?
They're doing that, yeah.
Park City desperately needing to change this momentum. There's a foul called on Wonder.
Wonder riding him a little bit on the hip.
We're going to be in bonus here before the end of the third quarter. In fact, the Wasps now 7 fouls. That means
if you're
1-1.
Park City coach, you're telling them, be aggressive and attack the rim every single time, because at least you're going to get free throws out of it. And that's what you want. You want to stop the clock, get some points on the board, get some of their Wasatch players out of the game. Let's see if they try that. Not a lot of coaches I'll see take advantage of situations in high school, whether it's a player with 4 fouls, going at him, or whether it's a bonus situation. I just don't see it that much. I don't know why.
Maxwell Alford hits both free throws. 29-50, 55 seconds left here in the first half, in the third quarter of this game.
There's a
and there's a steal from the double team trap there. Alford with the ball. Looks like he was thinking, it looked like Mueller was thinking about that three right there, wasn't it?
There's a shooter.
There's the 3-point attempt, just off the mark. Offensive rebound.
Good position. That's the spot you want to be in.
Take another three.
Block out Wasatch. See if they can.
Once again, just a little short. And on the rebound, foul is going to be given to Garrett Windsor.
And if you're Coach Ballstead on that, you're frustrated. You don't want to give them 2-3 shots. You want to. They've done really, really well tonight of keeping them to one shot, one possession. You don't want to give them extra opportunities to close that gap and make a run at you.
Banowitz will shoot 1 and 1, hits the first right down the middle. We saw the other night
Did that even touch the net?
Springville beating Wasatch because of free throws right in the second half. 20-point lead here. One thing Wasatch may need to look at is they have 2 of their starters with 3 fouls. Now, it is beginning of the fourth quarter here, so not as much of a worry. But, Corey, does that play into this fourth quarter?
Yeah, if I'm coach, I'm getting them out of the game. I don't know why they're still in right now. It kind of puzzles me. But that shows that the coach has a lot of trust in those 2 guys. And that
Windsor with 3 fouls and Hawk Ballstead with 3 fouls. And there's another steal. That heavy pressure is changing just a little bit the momentum of this game. 6 seconds.
Tide changing a little bit. And maybe that's what they had success with before.
And they almost had a 5 points in 5 seconds play there.
Yeah, that goes, you're down 14 and you're feeling better than you are
Park City
a minute ago.
With the momentum there at the end of the third quarter, but down 17 points. So let's talk really quickly. Coach Lang, Coach Corey Lang, of course, having coached with Park City at one time. Oh, yeah, we're going to look at replays here. This is Park City mounting their little bit of comeback here.
See, and that's what frustrated. He came out, he had a really, really great rhythm shot there. He shot the free throws, made them. Went to the bench. We never saw him again that quarter. Like we were just mentioning too, we saw that fire in his eyes and he wanted to take it here, and then
the more I think about it, with the way they can hit those threes, it looks like that may have been a big factor against Salem Hills the other night.
Yeah, if those go down, it's a different story.
Yep. Okay, so let's talk just a little bit, Corey. We'll be the team's going to be showing us some more replays here in just a little bit, but let's talk. What's Wasatch being told right now in their huddle?
You're up 17. You just got to take care of the ball. Don't turn it over. You're shooting well. So don't really need to address offense a lot other than be patient, take what they give you, and don't turn the ball over. Defensively, just stay in front of your man. No easy shots, contest everything. Don't foul and put them to the line. If you're going to foul them, it's going to be, you're going to stop an easy bucket, and make them earn the points. But
Park City definitely driving. Top of the key driving, kicking out, and then there's the threes. Tabarachi off the mark. Colin Hughes down with the rebound. And here comes Wasatch with a 17-point lead. At the beginning of this third quarter. Magnuson with the brute underneath.
And that's just how he started the game. Running them down the middle of the floor, getting right to the rim, getting his defender on his back. Just great position and heads up play to get the man the ball.
There's Magnuson with that pass down low. Great position with that bucket. Magnuson will shoot one and completes the three-point play, and that's devastating to Park City. They had momentum.
Yes.
And that's just what they didn't want.
And here's that full court man pressure. The whole intention here is just to slow the ball up the floor.
And make their guards work, right?
Yeah.
That just is tiring.
Yeah.
It's got to be tiring in the fourth quarter.
Make them work to even get set up into something. And
that is Banowitz, one of the posts in there for Park City. Another three-point shot miss by the Miners.
Hawk trying to thread the needle, picked off by Banowitz.
Hawk showing a lot of energy. I mean, it's fourth quarter. He wants it bad. Great hustle play there. Mueller
Cooper is really all over the floor. Yeah, he's hustling, trying to get those. It's nice to see. I would love to see a little bit more of that from more of his teammates.
But again, I'm always making volleyball references because that was my coaching. But to me, volleyball, the hustle player is the one that's just always hustling, always diving for balls, always getting a touch block, always being able to do whatever it takes for the team. And that's basketball. seems to be that seems to be kind of a Ballstead style. He just has his guys always working. There's another three-pointer. Anderson, Jackson Anderson.
That's the shooter.
With that three-pointer, his second of the night, I believe. He has 16 points. Jackson Anderson leading. Now the scores, both teams, with 16 points.
I think he leads for the season in scoring for Wasatch and in rebounds.
Oh, right. That is amazing. That foul just now. Sorry, I take that back. I think they put the foul on the wrong side. Coming out of the game for the Miners is one of the 11s. I'm not sure which one that was. So
that would be Wyatt Adams.
Wyatt Adams, okay. And this is Vanowitz shooting his second. Vanowitz got a beautiful shot.
He doesn't even touch the rim, does he?
You'd think he'd be out there shooting.
I would like to get him to the high post and then get a big down on the low post, go high-low with Vanowitz and somebody. Because he's got a great shot from that range.
Beautiful touch. Moves pretty well.
As they swing.
Hughes being patient, gets it down to.
And that's what you're telling your team, you know, be patient. Wide open
beautiful
shot.
Pass. And they're going to call, unfortunately, before that beautiful play there.
It was in there a while, but.
Called the 3-second.
Sharing that ball, getting there.
That was Anderson with a great pump fake. Drove, found Hughes wide open, but by that point, not sure who they called the 3-point on, or sorry, the 3-second call on. I don't think it was Hughes.
Either one.
Yeah?
Yeah, it might have been Cole, but.
And that shot, again, not a bad shot there. They're just not falling for the Miners.
And don't foul.
Hawk Ballstead running down quickly. Nice shot also, just off the mark as well. Here come the Miners. And the pass down below is stolen by Jackson Anderson. Here comes Wasatch. Time quickly running out for the Miners. There's Hughes, hasn't taken a three for a little while. Misses off the mark. And the rebound to Spink. And here they come quickly. And another turnover. You'd think teams right now just want to settle down just a little bit, be able to run their plays. And there's Magnuson down low, just off the mark. And here comes Park City. They are in urgency. And the basket good by Adam Spink. Magnuson either got a touch on the ball or the hand, one of the two, but something new. There's a pass down low to Magnuson. And that will be an intentional foul. That's going to be called. That was Spink being a little upset about the call before is what I'm thinking. Referees are going to discuss this just a little bit, and they are calling. That is called the intentional foul. Is that what they call that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure.
It plays like a technical foul.
Okay.
They're going to get the free throws and the ball back.
Does anything happen to Spink in that case? Is it just a regular foul, or
it just goes on his foul count?
Magnuson hits the first.
And I don't know. That's one I'd like to go back and see. It was a hard foul, but that's what I would always tell my guys. You know, if you're going to foul them, make it hard and play on the ball. Don't be dirty about it.
So the
difference hard foul because you don't want to get them to man one. And in my opinion, Spink was in front of him, played on the ball, and took a hard shot. You know, it's not like he's behind or side coming in kind of cheap. But so I don't know. I can understand the call, but I don't always agree with it.
Okay. What's the difference between just a rough foul and an intentional foul?
An intentional foul is supposed to be if you're not playing on the ball.
Okay.
Like if you run up behind somebody and just grab them or hit them, you know, without playing for the ball, that's an intentional. Or if there's an intent to injure somebody. I don't think Spink had that. And he obviously was playing on the ball. But that might be where the officials are just trying to keep control of the game, not let it get to a point. And so that's a judgment call on their part to just try to keep it clean.
After the wrestling underneath the basket there, looked like it changed hands 3 times. Banowitz finally ended up with the ball, called the timeout, and so there'll be a 30-second timeout for Park City. We'll just set the scene here for you. 4:16 left in this game.
There's a pass
Oh,
down
and
low
here's
to
down low.
Magnuson.
There's the foul.
That would
Yeah,
be
that's
an
a little,
intentional
just a little bit. It
foul.
looks
That's
like he wasn't
He
wasn't worried at all about causing a little bodily harm. We'll see that one more time. This is the replay of the
Even rewind
Spink.
Go slow on there.
I believe the Spink
'Cause I thought he played
foul.
to block the ball and then followed through with the foul.
Yeah,
Because
here,
you don't want to give him an and one.
yeah, I think there was a follow through trying to,
Yeah.
but still, and you're right. He was like perfect position. He could have blocked the shot.
I know.
So,
And that's
and like I say, maybe something happened on that play down here before where he made the
he was
basket.
frustrated. He
Thought
didn't get
he
his
got
call.
fouled, and
Oh, great play.
great inbound play there. Tabarachi muscles up. The shot is blocked, but he is fouled, and so again that stops the clock. And Tabarachi will shoot 2. Tabarachi.
One of my sons. I coached Tabo for a couple of years, and on one of the games afterwards, I was just talking to him, coaching to him, and he had a great game, and the opposing coach came up, wow, your son is so good. He's like, and ever since then, Tabo's just called me Dad. That's how he saw me when he walked to the gym. He's like, Dad! Yeah. I'm like, I'll take it.
Many people have watched.
He's a great kid. Love Tabo.
Yeah, watch Carson Tabarachi. Again, 2-sport athlete, great football player. Let's see, we're looking at the stats here. For Park City, and we're just trying to pull those up here. We'll have those in a minute. We did get, looks like Hawk Ballstead came off the court at least for a minute or so, and now he's back on. Colin Hughes will take a break along with Pello Brigham. Brigham is just my vote for six man of the game. He's just done.
I'm with you on that one.
Great energy, and not that there weren't multiple off the bench great plays. Wasatch being real patient here with a
sub of the game.
19-point lead. And Park City needing to foul at this stage. Checking into the game a minute ago also for Wasatch is Robbie Glenn. He's running the guard as well, along with Hawk.
I like to see that some fresh legs come in, get them some ball, some experience in a possession. You know, you don't know when you'll need them later in the season in something like this. Maybe an injury, maybe a quarantine.
Absolutely.
Maybe one of your upperclassmen fouls out and you need these guys to have this experience. So
Joe Wonder hits the first, and he is in and out, almost identical shot. This time it came out. The Miners, I like that you have to come down and be aggressive with that, just like you said, Coach.
I like the cutter recognize the new guy on the floor and went straight at him. He hasn't got his legs under him yet, hasn't found the tempo, the pace of the game, so just go straight at him first chance you get.
Cutter Lapine shooting 2. Is it Lapine? Lapine? Okay, I was saying it wrong. Sorry. Apologize. Cutter Lapine sinks his first. That's his 6th point of the night for the Miners. And he will shoot one more. Corey, 3 minutes, 37 seconds left. What does Park City need to do here? I've seen crazier things.
Yeah. No, I have too. Right?
To be able to, for this game.
As a coach for here, you want to see them close the gap. You want to see some success, something you can build on. I might be using my timeouts that I have left just to coach situational things because you're going to need this experience going down the road in the season. And knowing Coach Purcell, he's not going to throw in the towel and just let it go.
Right.
He's going to use this time to help these players on the floor understand and develop a little bit more and have a couple of successes under the belt that you could go in the locker room and talk about and say, you know, there's a hard game.
There's a steal by Lapine.
Here's some things we did well there at the end. And
building, still trying to win, but building. Lapine definitely.
But I think it's that slow start for Park City. I mean, they've been right around that 16, 17-point gap the whole second half. It's that slow first quarter, gave them a big hole, and they have not been able to dig out of it. And I think that a lot of it was the shot selection. Wasatch has shot really well tonight. but I think that's the opportunities. They spaced it, found the open guy. Park City, I think, hung on to those threes and just planting around out too long.
Cutter Lapine misses his first. We'll take the second and we'll make it 42-58. Park City down. We got a sort of a 1-2-2 full court press is what this looks like, right, Coach?
Yep. And that's all you need. You don't need a steal. You just need to make them turn it over.
And there's the turnover.
A lot of times teams will get caught into they have to get a steal on here.
3-point attempt, short.
Again, he just comes off the bench. I'd like to see him fake that, drive to the elbow, pull up, get one under him, and then go take that shot. But he is fully capable. He is one of the better shooters I've ever coached. Mitch Lind is. Wasatch, seeing that pressure, didn't want to give it another turnover.
30 seconds, timeout.
Opted for the timeout quick.
Coach Ballstead.
As Park City, that's a success. That's one of those things that I'm talking about, a situation you put in your press, you get a turnover, you get them to call a timeout. That's a big thing to build on and go in the locker room with.
Coach Ballstead calling the timeout. Here's the replay earlier. There's a pass down low.
Where Magnuson, great position, went up left hand. Boy, for a big man, he ends up on the floor a lot, doesn't he?
I've been impressed with Magnuson. He may not score a lot of points, but boy, he hustles. He is one of the first guys
role player that knows his role and accepts it. And yep, I'm with you.
And I wish he would shoot a little bit more. Maybe, a few more post plays, maybe down there. And that may not be his role right now, but like you said, yeah, he's a great hustler. Well, he is always with the fierce face. And Wasatch will take over. 2:52 left, and there is double.
There's the pressure coming.
There is double man pressure every time somebody has
and that
the
was
ball.
Almost, they were sitting back, watching, and then it's like shark bait. You wait, you watch, and then the moment, bam, and then you strike like a shark instead of just running and chasing the ball.
Gotcha.
Like a puppy chasing the ball. It's the shark mentality of wait. Now here's the opportunity to trap it. It can kind of catch the offense off guard a little bit rather than you see the pressure all the time running. You can adjust to that.
Lapine took the 3-point shot, and Banowitz got the rebound and was fouled immediately.
Well, so far he's been money from the line. So.
And that is Garrett Windsor. Just fouled out of the game. Windsor leading both teams with points with 18.
See, there's that broadcaster jinx.
Yep.
Spend money from the line, you can count on a missing.
Banowitz at the line, a senior for Park City. Park City only playing with a handful of seniors. Both teams kind of the same that way.
Yeah, they're very similar.
And it looks like Spink's going to be given.
You can tell he's frustrated. Foul. Yeah, he's the one that got the intentional foul.
Yep.
And now he's trying to play. His hands were up, but he's just too much body, and that's frustrating. So far from the rim, but.
Hawk Wallstead will shoot 1-1.
Here, maybe you get it in a non-shooter's hands, in a situation like that and foul and.
Wallstead now with 16 points for the Wasps on the night. 3 different players in double figures with at least 15 points for Wasatch. Wallstead, Anderson, and Windsor. 60-42. And full court pressure. Wasatch not wanting Park City to come back in this game at all. So a little full court pressure, just trying to wear out the
clock, burn some energy.
Great shot.
There's the shot I'm looking for Mitch, right?
Mitchell Lind.
A little 1-2 dribble inside the 3 and pull up.
More double.
Now that 3 rhythm shot will come easier.
And there's the pass down low and another turnover.
He had the cutter. Colin was there.
Tabarachi runs the floor like a stallion. Gets the football pass and makes the one. Caught it in one step and made the layup. 46.
Not a guy I'd like to take a
60.
charge from.
Wasatch has had 3 turnovers in the last 4 possessions.
Yeah. As a coach, you just want to control the game, the tempo, and possessions, right? You're up.
Another steal and another layup for Tabarachi.
Give Lynn the
And Park
assist.
City's going to call a quick timeout. And
Build
just
on
like that, 12, the lead is down to 12.
Like you said, Coach, we've seen crazier things.
That's exactly
12
right.
in a minute 30 is, I mean, we almost saw 5 in 5 seconds.
Yes. 30-second timeout charge to Park City.
So here's that steal by Spink and throwing it up to Tabo. I feel like we missed the most exciting part of that.
Yeah, we got the nice steal and pass. That was good. That's like the camera staying on Tom Brady after the pass. So,
So we appreciate your guys' patience in learning this. Jumping in and doing these broadcasts is something new to Wasatch. Every game we've tried, I've talked to the kids about implementing something new. How do we make it better every day? Kind of the same coaching philosophy that I've always had, coaching the last 20 years plus. And so we appreciate your patience and understanding in working through the learning process and trying to create a better service for you all.
well, I'd just say just in the few weeks, you guys are it's just amazing the growth that you guys have had. And once again, Corey Lang, the director and the teacher of the television class. And there's another turnover.
See? Just put the pressure. You don't have to get a steal. Let them just make a mistake.
7 seconds ticked off the clock.
And this surprises me a lot because this isn't new. Park City opened the game with pressure like this. For whatever reason,
Yeah, it did
just
seem
lost a little bit of the mental edge.
did seem like Wasatch was handling it just a little better.
Yeah.
And
I thought he was going to shoot.
Yeah.
That's the rhythm shot of.
beautiful attempt there by Lind. Doesn't fall. 1:09. They're going to have to foul here quickly, although they've been getting turnovers
So
without having to foul.
Yeah, I might get. Don't foul your shooters like this. Oh, that's a 10-second call.
10-second call.
Great defense. See, I mean, for Park City, you're gonna. If you lose this game, there's still some great things that you can build on and go in and talk about as a coach. Like some great positive things. Just watch the last 4 minutes of the game. The mistakes you're going to remember, but you got some good things to build on for the rest of your region play.
Under a minute left. Park City.
Wasatch, I might do the same thing.
3-point attempt by the one we were talking about.
Yes.
That was Banowitz. Looked pretty good.
And Coach Ballstead is furious.
Yeah, Ballstead.
Out on the floor, well out of the coaching box,
He was
letting the
just-
ref know it. And I don't know. I think they called the foul down here on the play.
But before that, he was
yeah,
screaming.
he was way.
There was a couple
way
of
out.
slaps, and he was just begging and screaming for the foul. Yeah, they didn't let him get away with that one without the tee. So the foul was charged. I believe it
Holding
was.
foul.
Yeah, I believe Anderson had the ball. No, it looks like it's Hughes. So Hughes is going to shoot his free throws from getting fouled on the play.
Yes.
And then here in a
Because of
minute.
the technical, both will shoot without anybody on the line.
Yes. Hughes hits his first.
I'm not really sure what Coach Ballstead was so upset about. Maybe
Well-
part of that is, as a coach, you're seeing the lead slip and close it,
The play before, I was watching him when they were coming down when they got their other steal.
Uh-huh.
And it really looked like somebody had grabbed an arm right in front of him.
Oh, maybe
And he was
yeah.
upset then. And then on the inbound, on the rebound after the miss that Park City had, it looked like there was another
Yes.
slap, and he was just fed up with it at that point.
He wanted to make sure they got that. Well, he did.
Yes, he did.
And then
Cutter
some.
Lapine hits his first and misses the second. It is a 13-point lead, but
And that's not like Cutter. He's a clutch shooter.
this 13-point
But they get the ball
lead,
back.
They do get the ball back, and the
So-
13-point lead does not look very safe.
You get a 3 here, and it's a 10-point game.
Now that
You really wish you could play that first quarter again.
yeah,
But what a fun game, both ways. You see Wasatch play really, really well good basketball.
Unbelievable.
And then you see Park City battle back and make a game of it. I like to see that.
Another three-point attempt, short. Rebound.
And a quick foul on the rebound. But maybe that's the one you want. You get the ball in Cole's hand and you foul Cole. Make him earn them from the line. And
Park City with, again, 2 offensive rebounds there, so they're fighting.
They got the opportunities they wanted. They got good looks.
Just didn't have it fall the way they wanted. Magnuson with the rebound finally after the 3rd missed shot, and he will shoot 2. Not that it matters now with 33 seconds, but both teams in the double bonus with fouls. This could be a long 33 seconds, actually. Wasatch is going to want to come down and not foul, correct, on this next possession for Park City?
Yeah, just extend, put some pressure, shadow defense, put pressure, make them use the clock, or get your offensive board. And
Colin Hughes just with a hustle play there.
Timeout by the coach here.
Wasatch calls a quick timeout. I believe that's their last timeout.
Now,
full timeout.
Cole's still in the game, hasn't fouled out, been able to stay in. That's props to Cole for doing that. But we talked about the size advantage that Park City might have, and just never saw them go to that. In the second half, their bigs have really sat the whole game.
Yep.
I don't know. They see things and they
kind of a Ballstead style.
There's a great corner shot.
Always working. There's a
with Jackson Anderson giving a few air high fives.
Looking at the foul situation for both teams. Again, both teams in the double bonus, which simply means that every time there's a foul now, the team will shoot 2 free throws. Garrett Windsor has fouled out for Wasatch, and Hawk Ballstead has 4 fouls. No one else has more than 2. On the Park City side, no one on the floor at the moment has more than 3 fouls. So Park City with a little space, a little room that they can probably mostly go for steals before there's just wanting to foul, right?
Yeah, your jump ball possessions in favor of
handling it pretty
Park City, and so as a coach, I'm even telling the officials I'm going to go for the steal first, and then I'm going to try to tie you up before we foul.
Coach will tell that to a referee, right? To just say that's what they're.
I always did, because a lot of times the coaches will, or the refs will assume you want to foul, and they'll jump on the whistle quicker than you want. Where it's your ball in a jump ball situation, I make sure I let the refs know I'm going to try to tie it up first.
Wasatch will inbound. They get it to Hughes, and he is smothered quickly by 2, and they get the turnover. Lapine will take the ball, give it to, it ends up in the hands
That's what I'd like to see. Pull up at that elbow and shoot a nice jump shot rather than that little floater runner. But passing up a couple of shots, but the pressure's there. So here's a couple of things you want to work on if you're Wasatch coming out of this game. Practice that pressure. You know, I guarantee you other teams in the region are going to watch this and see the success of the pressure that Park City has had in the second half here, and they're going to try to duplicate that against you.
Mitchell Lind on the hustle play, charged with his 4th foul. He's the first Park City player to have foul trouble. 15 seconds left in the game. Hughes a little off the mark tonight.
A little rare miss for him from the line. Now Park City's going to get some bench guys in, some of the younger.
Again, 13-point lead for a minute was not looking safe. It was the way it was changing. There was at one point, basically with 2 minutes left, Wasatch was up 20. And as you can see, that dropped quickly. Park City got it to within 12 and now down 13. And it's been this way for almost a minute, neither team scoring. Colin Hughes will take his 2nd free throw. And it is good. Hughes with 9, make that 10 points tonight. And there's a drive by Park City. Missed, rebound.
Cole for it.
1 second left, and that is the game. 63-49 is your final score. Had the looks, Corey, of being a blowout, but not a chance. Park City way too stubborn.
Kind of make it exciting. Those games we like.
And you can't help but think the next time they meet in Park City, maybe that type of momentum stays with them.
Yes.
The win will
Let's
put
look at
Wasatch. Oh yeah, there's the
Park City quickly. There's double team.
yeah, that looks
And
like
jump
a
ball.
previous play there.
But I like to see Park City. You can tell their program's kind of making a turn. A little more competitive in every game that they have.
Seems
They're
to be
right there on the
that-
verge,
that
I
seems
feel.
to be kind of
They've
a
got
ball
the size, they've got some
style. He
players.
just
Now
has
they
his
just need to
guys
find that
all of his
identity
work, and
that
there's
this
another
is our basketball.
three-pointer
Down the court quickly.
That's what I would think. I would think, as we mentioned earlier, anybody in the league would know that. Well, I don't know if you would have called them an automatic win, before. I'm not sure, but that's not the case now. No one in the league will think that.
Quickly.
Again, with the
There's
big
a no
win the other
call.
night
3-point
against
attempt.
Salem
Good.
Hills.
Yeah, they've shown that they're capable, and they can do it.
Jackson.
It's the consistency now that you're looking for. And
Wasatch will go to they will go to 3-1 in region play.
With a 17-point lead.
Let's see what this. Oh, this is the
Beginning
Cole
of the third
Magnuson
quarter.
post play of the game. I would think that was
underneath.
Cole. You can see him doing a smile on his face, thinking that's exactly what I want. Give me the ball.
Yep.
Once again, Wasatch will improve to 3-1.
A little out of rhythm.
Yeah.
There's
Not what you want,
another
really.
Cole Magnuson.
I like the
highlight.
aggressive going out. Cutter's going to see him in his dreams tonight.
And Wasatch goes to 3-1. Park City will go to 1-3.
That's the first bucket of the night. There
These
for
two teams
Cole
will play
Magnuson.
in just a
And
few
the big
weeks.
guy
They'll
going
play
tonight.
again.
Yeah, region. Once you get into region play, games go quick, and I can't believe how fast
Run to the rim.
the season wraps up once you start into region, because you're seeing the same teams twice really quick. And
Really quickly, yeah.
it feels like, wow, did we just play them? But I'm anxious to see it. I'm anxious to see how the rest of the region pans out. I feel like they're very even across the board. Maple Mountain kind of has an edge, I believe, and is the top of the region for a reason. I think they're well coached. They always have some players there, and they play really well together. Aside from that, but I think anybody in there looking at down the schedule here, any of those teams could knock them off.
Yeah, I would think the way the Spanish Fork even came in here the other night and played there.
Yeah, they showed that they've got some things. If they get a game together, they could beat any one of those teams.
What's the surprise in this Region 8? So looking at the Region 8, Corey Lang talking about that, Maple Mountain in first place, along with Payson and Springville, all with 2-0 records before tonight. Payson up there, is that a typical thing in the past? Have they been a team like that?
They've been competitive by no means, but I think they're the surprise to me. Springville is a surprise. The way that their preseason went, and talked to their coach before the season started and his expectations, and then looking at where they're at right now in region, that's kind of a surprise to me as well.
So once again,
doesn't surprise me that their coach has done that, because he is amazing at getting the best out of the players that he has every year in, year out. But they had a really rough go, 1-7, after the preseason games coming into region, and then they win the first two.
Salem Hills 1-2 again before tonight. Provo and Spanish Fork winless at this stage of the season. Well, once again, final score tonight here at Wasatch High School: Wasatch 63, Park City 49, and we appreciate you joining us here on Sting TV. Anything else, guys, in the studio? You guys are doing great. All right. Well, thanks for joining us here. Brent Martindale for Corey Lang, and all the guys and girls here in the